Hello, and welcome to a video tutorial on navigating the Process Design Suite, or PDS for short. Before we get started, just a quick note. Accompanying this video is a slide presentation with screenshots of everything we will be doing in the video. First and foremost, what is the PDS? The PDS is the environment in which we will be building our model. Once the model is built, it can then be instantiated and run from inside the PDS as well. The development environment of the PDS is based on the Eclipse framework, so anyone who has used Eclipse before will notice a very similar layout. The user interface operates over data in a particular workspace. A workspace is a directory on your file system. Resources in the workspace are available to the PDS environment. The environment comes with editors and various tools for working with the resources. When opening the PDS, you will be given the option of the workplace to work in. A default is automatically given, and for our purposes, the default will suffice. Go ahead and click OK to enter the workspace. The first thing we need to talk about in the PDS are the perspectives. There are many different ones, but we will be concerning ourselves with just two. The two main LSPS perspectives are the modeling and management perspectives. For the time being, let's only look at the modeling. When you open the PDS for the first time, you'll be taken to the modeling perspective automatically. If you're unsure, you can tell in the upper right-hand corner of your screen. See? Modeling. Also, very quickly, if you're unsure of what a button does, simply hover your mouse over the button to display a description. So what exactly is the modeling perspective? Our project will begin here. It is here that we will build our model and watch it take shape. Our model will consist of organizational models, data types, GO-BPMN diagrams, and smaller forms. These are all explained in much greater detail later on in the hands-on example learning plan. As you can see, there are a lot of different windows visible to you in the modeling perspective. The first window we want to take a look at is the GO-BPMN Explorer, which is located by default on the far left-hand side of the workbench. The GO-BPMN Explorer is a view for navigation through the workspace resources. It shows the entire project in a tree structure. There are arrows to the left that you can expand by clicking on them to see what is contained within. We're not going to go into a great deal of detail with the GO-BPMN Explorer, but there are a few things inside I'll show you now. For instance, if you right-click inside the Explorer, you can create a new GO-BPMN project or import an existing one. This can also be done by going to the top toolbar, clicking File, selecting New, and GO-BPMN Project. As you can see, I already have a project open. If you right-click on the new project, you have several new options. One of those is creating a GO-BPMN module. Select GO-BPMN module. We would give it a name and then click Finish. I already have a module resource in my project, so I will just click Cancel. Once the module resource has been created, simply right-click, go to New, and many new resources are now available to you. As you build your model, more options will be available to you as the menus are contextual, and they differ depending on whatever resource has been selected. The next window we'll take a look at is the editor window, or the canvas. This is where we will build and edit our tables, processes, organization models, and many other things. You can open different files in the editor by double-clicking on them in the GO-BPMN Explorer. If several editors are open at the same time, their tables are stacked behind each other in the editor area. Right now I have a client registration form open, as well as a GO-BPMN diagram for registration. We will get a lot of use out of the Canvas during the hands-on example learning plan. The next view I want to discuss is the outline view, which is located by default in the lower left-hand side of the workbench. The outline view shows the outline of the diagram displayed in the editor. The Properties view shows all of the properties of a particular element or resource file selected in the editor. By default, the Properties view is located at the bottom of the PDS. If we select an element in the registration diagram, its properties are then shown. In this case, we have a Detail tab, which allows us to give a name for the element, precondition, a short description, and also failure error codes. Other tabs allow us to add assignments, define variables, submit metadata, and also alter the appearance of the element itself. Please note that tabs vary depending on the item. Only relevant tabs are available. A plan like Get Client Details can have variables assigned to them. A goal like Client Registration cannot, so the Variable tab is not shown. There is also a Problems view. This view displays problems and errors that occur and can help a lot during debugging your project. One last thing I want to bring to your attention in the modeling perspective is the runtime connection. This needs to be running when you upload a new project to the Whitestine servers. It's very easy to set up. Just go to the top toolbar and select Runtime Connection and Runtime Connection Settings. Mine has already been configured, but when you bring it up for the first time, you will be required to enter your name and password from your cloud credentials. Then select OK. It will take a little while to start up, but you know it's ready by looking down at the bottom of the PDS and seeing that you have a connection to your cloud. You only have to configure the setting one time. That will do it for the modeling perspective. Let's move on to the management perspective. To bring it up, select the Add Perspective button in the upper right-hand corner of your screen and select Management. Click OK. As you can see, there is now a quick switch between the modeling and management perspectives. The first view to look at is the model instances and is located on the left-hand side of the workbench. This is a list of all of the instances that have been run of different projects. As you can see, I've run the registration form model. It shows the date and time that it was initiated, the status, whether in the middle or finished, and also assigns an ID to the instance. The model management perspective is by default in the upper right corner of the workbench. This is very similar to the GO-BPMN Explorer in the modeling perspective. It shows the product in all of its modules. Also included is the upload date and time, and confirmation if it's executable or not. The bottom right-hand corner of the management perspective also has several other views. One is an error log that keeps track of all the errors that are coming up. Another is the logs that create a running list of all your model instances that have been run, and also exception handling. There is a Management Views button located in the upper left-hand corner of the lower toolbar. By clicking the downward arrow, you can see all the different management views, such as roles, persons, to-do list, etc. You can click on one of them to bring up a new window in the management perspective that has a view of all the persons in this instance. Thank you for viewing the tutorial Navigating the PDS. For any questions and comments, please visit the LSPS support forum.